Okay, kids. Are you ready? You ready to listen?
Yeah.
Have some fun, maybe?
Yes.
Try to make it fun while we learn? Okay.
Wait, are we doing meditation?
Maybe. So raise your hand if you weren't here last year. If you if you were not. Tillman, you were there. Kids that were not. Okay. So for those of you kids that don't know me, my name's Coach Jack. Okay, I'm the co-owner of Limitless, but I also do mental performance at Limitless Performance. Do any of you kids know what that means, mental performance? Or have any idea?
Mentally stable.
Well, it's learning about how the mind can affect performance in good ways or in ways that are harmful to us. Do we have any guesses as to why I was asked to come in today?
Team bonding?
Team bonding? Okay. Yeah, that's definitely something that this could help with. But are there any things that we've been struggling with as a team maybe that could help elevate us to play better? And it's okay if you guys don't know. No ideas? Okay. Well, let me give you a little situation. Let's say, have you kids started any games yet?
No, tomorrow's our first one.
Okay. Well, let's say in practice, right? Let's say you kids are scrimmaging each other in practice. And one of the teams is down by 3 goals. How have we been doing in terms of handling adversity? As a team, you think?
Okay.
Good? Okay. Maybe there's some areas to improve? Yeah?
I think so.
Okay. So, have you kids heard of body language?
Yes.
What's body language?
Like how you react to something.
How you react to something? Okay. Typically when coaches talk about body language, what's going on?
How you react to something that happened with your body.
Well, if they're talking about it, are we reacting in good ways?
No. Probably not.
Probably not. So give me an example of something that would be considered poor body language.
Fighting.
Fighting? Yeah. Oh, parents, we got one back there?
Oh, this.
Oh,
Banging the stick.
slamming the stick.
Oh, I lost it.
You lost it?
Yeah.
What about maybe getting an attitude with our teammates or coaches?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pouting? Crying, maybe? Okay. But all these are examples of body language that can be hurtful for us. And this, kids, is actually why I was excited to give this speech, is because that was the biggest problem for me as a kid. The biggest thing to understand about sports, kids, is that can you ever control the outcome?
I don't think so.
Let's say you get on the ice, you play 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You never stop. Can you ever will the puck to do exactly what you want?
No.
No. You can never make it do exactly what you want. And that's the problem, right? Because some kids work really, really hard to be good at their sports. But no matter how hard you work, can you force the outcome to be how you want it to be? No. And that's the issue. Because we think because we're working so hard or we're doing things to make the outcome good, right, that we should be rewarded every single time. But that's not how it works exactly. Okay? And that's what can cause us to have poor body language and poor responses to things that we want to happen. Are you with me so far? Okay. So there's this big word that I'm going to talk about, and that's the goal of this speech, is to learn what composure is and how we can better practice it. Okay, so have you kids heard of the word composure before? You have any guesses as to what it means? No guesses? Okay. Let's think of your, do you kids have a favorite hockey player? So I'm removed from the hockey world, so I don't know a ton of hockey players, but who's your favorite hockey? Who is it? Connor McDavid. OV. Okay. So typically if these players are playing at a really high level and they're excelling, they probably have great composure. And what that means is, let's say it's a tie game, right? And there's, a couple minutes left in the game. Typically, do we start to experience pressure?
Yeah.
Or feelings of nervousness, like, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Composure is the ability to, no matter what happens, whether it's good or bad, we have the ability to stay calm, focused, and present in what we decide to do. So essentially, we can keep a good attitude no matter if things aren't going our way. Does that make sense? But the second things don't go our way and we start to have poor body language or we respond in a way that's hurtful towards us, right? Would that be considered a lack of composure? Yes. So the goal of that today is to give you a base foundation of how we can practice that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Are we with me? Okay. I need 3 volunteers. 1, You raise your hand, buddy. You're coming up. 2. Who else? One more. Team man, you're up. You 3. Let's go.
I was one of those 3 last year.
All right, kids. Listen up. So I'm going to go through this quickly, and I'm doing my best to get as much as I can in a half hour. But who remembers the dictator, the watcher, and the wise from last year? Do you remember? Do you want to try and explain what it was?
I know what the dictator is.
Okay, so what's a dictator?
It's like telling you what to do.
Correct. So what does a dictator do in real life?
Tells people what to do.
It controls other people, right? It takes away their freedom to choose things, okay? So if a dictator, let's say in the real world, said everyone has to wear yellow pants, what would you have to do? Wear yellow pants. So there's this dictator form of our mind where, do we know that bad body language isn't good for us?
Yeah.
We know it's not helpful, but is it hard to stop it?
Yes.
That's that dictator in us. So it's the destructive habits we have that are hard to change even when we want to change them. Does that make sense? So Tillman, in this example, he's going to be right here. So we got T-Man. What's your name again? Juliana. You're going to be right there? Jack. Nice name. Okay, you're going to be right there, buddy. Okay? So let's say T-Man is the dictator in the mind. And a lot of times, bad body language arises from narratives in our mind, right? So have you kids ever had a poor performance before?
Yes.
Okay, so what are some things we typically tell ourselves? Really? That's good, if that's the narrative you have. What about an example when we have a narrative that's hurtful? I can think of a phrase that you probably say sometimes. I suck, or I'm not good. Right? Is that a narrative that happens sometimes when we perform poorly? It is, okay? And there's a wide variety of what those narratives could be, okay? But the dictator, again, is in control of us in a way that it's hard to stop. And that's why we introduce what's called the watcher in the mind, all right? So that's what Juliana, right? Okay? She's going to be the watcher in this situation. So the watcher is the ability to be aware of what we think and what we feel. Does that make sense? So an example could be, let's say we're in a scrimmage and we're down 3 goals and we're not playing well and we start to slam the stick and do other examples that your coaches were using, right? Can we watch those responses or become more aware of them and what we're thinking?
Yeah.
Yes, right? So let's do an example where all you kids close your eyes. Right now. Right now, all you kids, close your eyes. Okay? I want you to do your best to not think of anything. But if you do think of something, I want you to try and be aware of it and to grab that thought. But don't think of anything at all. Don't get distracted by my voice. Don't think about the pizza that's waiting for you in the back of the room. Don't think about the Jets game you're going to go to. But listen, let's say you are thinking of something, right? Is it a picture? Are you hearing it? Are you feeling it?
Just a black screen.
Just a black screen? Okay, freeze. At some point, does anyone want to volunteer at maybe a thought that they grabbed or they thought of?
The pizza.
The pizza? Yeah. So let's break it down. Was it the thought, like, was it a picture? Or did you smell it? Taste it? Do you have any idea? It's okay if you don't know.
See.
See it? You saw it. It was a picture of the pizza? Okay, perfect. So listen. What's your name, buddy? Sean. Nice to meet you, stud. Okay, so Sean had a thought of the pizza. He became aware that he had a thought of a pizza. Does that make sense? For him to do that, he had to watch what he was experiencing in the mind. Does that make sense? The watcher is what allows us to change, kids. And that gets us into what we call reaction versus response. All right? Do you kids have any idea what a reaction versus a response is? Any ideas? Okay, well, let's start with reaction. What's a reaction?
When you react to something.
Well, that's what the word is.
A way that you feel after something.
We're closer.
Like a quick movement.
A quick decision, or something you probably do without what?
Thinking.
Right? A lot of times, is that our bad body language? Yes. Something we react to and do without thinking? Yes. Does that make sense? So what do we think a response is? If a reaction is something we do without thinking, what's a response?
Something we do with thinking.
Something we do intentionally, meaning we do it on purpose. Does that make sense? And so the goal of the watcher, it introduces this third person in the mind, which is Jack here. And the wise, what their role is deciding what's hurtful and what's helpful, right? Because if the watcher sees what the mind does, can the wise then decide, is this helping me or is this hurting me? Meaning, does it give the team a chance of succeeding or does it diminish the chance of the team succeeding? Does that make sense? But can the wise exist in the mind if we don't watch what's going on in the first place or try to become more aware? No. That's the biggest key. We all on the same page so far? Okay, round of applause for these three. Good job, kids. I'll let you sit down. Okay? So to loop back, a reaction is something we do with what?
Not thinking.
Without thinking. It's an action we take without thinking. It's a reflex. A response is what?
It's what you do.
I mean, we do think about
It's when we do something on purpose. So say it back to me. What's a response?
When you do something without.
You choose to do it. Kids, you with me?
Yeah.
We're almost there. It's only a 30-minute speech. And then you can have pizza after. Okay? So listen. So what do we think? If this is something we do without thinking, out of the three people we just introduced, what do we think reaction correlates to? The dictator, the watcher, or the wise? Any ideas? Do we think the dictator responds a lot or reacts a lot? It reacts a lot, right? So what do we think the response is? We just got done saying what the wise is. What's the wise?
The thing that decides if this is like healthy or not.
Helpful or hurtful. Perfect. And does that mean the wise is choosing to do something?
No. Oh, yes.
Well, yeah, it's going to take action off of choice, and that's the response we want to get at. So if we look at this diagram here, kids, all right, so in sports, everything is always happening to us. Does that make sense? You're playing the game, but you're always responding to your environment, your teammates, the opponent you're playing. So everything's always happening to you. Does that make sense? But when things happen to us, we also interact with it. We engage with it. And so that's our either reaction or response. Are you with me? So this diagram here, let's say that the other team scores a goal. Okay, that's what happens to us. All right? This line right here is when we engage with what happens to us and what we choose to do with it, right? If we're in dictator mode, that means we're doing what a lot? We're reacting, okay? So is there any space between what we choose to do after what happens to us? There's no space, right? So what the watcher does, and we'll get into it, we're going to learn about this word called meditation. It grows the watcher, all right? And the watcher opens up this space, this ability for something to happen to us and for us to stop and to see what's going on and to then have an opportunity to choose what to do in a way that helps us as a player and as a team. Does that make sense? So our number one goal as a player, if we want to take better active control of what happens to us, okay, is we want to grow what?
A circle.
What is the circle? Space. What does that mean? Space of what? You're with me. You kids are with me. You're almost there. So things are always...
We respond.
Correct. Things are always happening what, kids?
To us.
Things are always happening to us, right? So that space is the ability to slow down and then do what? Do it without thinking or to take in...
React.
So close. Respond. Yes. To take an active choice. So listen, our responses will be better if this continues to what?
Grow bigger.
To grow bigger. All right? And to piggyback off it, that's what we're going to finish today's speech with. And does anybody got time so I know how much time I have? Okay, cool. We're making good time, kids. Okay? What do we think of when we think of the word meditation?
Thinking.
Right? We'll get to that, buddy. But typically we think of it as something that you would never probably do. Okay? Meditation is like the word sport. There's a lot of different what? Are there a ton of different sports?
Yeah.
Do they all have different uses?
Yes.
Meditation is the same way. It's a form of training the mind in particular areas, right? So if I wanted to, could I do a meditation on my teammates so I become more focused on other players?
Yeah.
I could do that. Let's say I'm struggling with the ability to control my anger in things that happen to me. Could I do a specific meditation to help? Yes, I could do that. So there's a lot of different aspects of the mind, kids, that you can do a particular meditation for. But we'll learn the most basic one that helps in all areas. Does that make sense? Are we with me so far? Yeah. So meditation is a way of training the mind. Do we get that? But is meditation one thing, or is it a wide variety of different mental training activities? A variety. There's different ones you could do for specific skills mentally. Are we with me? So what's meditation?
A wide variety. Relaxing.
Yep. What are we doing when we meditate?
Thinking.
We're not necessarily thinking. We're training the mind to do what we want it to do. Do we get that?
Yeah.
Are we with me? Because let's say I want to stop bad body language, but I can't. That means the mind's in control of us, or we control the mind.
Mine's control of us.
Correct. You with me, kids?
Yeah.
Yes? Is it okay if it's a little confusing? Should we raise our hand if we have questions?
Yes.
Yes. Cool. So listen, kids. The meditation we're going to learn today is the breath meditation. This is what we did last year, too. The breath is typically the foundation of learning how to meditate. Does anybody have any guesses as to why? No guesses? What do we always have? We always have the breath, right? No matter where we are, can we use the breath as a tool to help us? Yes. That is why it's typically the foundation. It also is connected to our body. When I breathe faster, what happens? Speeds up, so I become more alert. I become more energized, ready to go, right? What happens when it slows down?
You're calm.
It calms us down. It slows us down. It allows more what? Space, so I can take more active choices. Does that make sense, kids? Okay. I'm going to need a chair, actually. So if I wanted to, kids, could I start meditating right now? Yeah. Maybe I have been this entire speech and you have no idea. Maybe I've just been focused on my breath. I haven't been. I was just giving an example. Okay. So listen, typically, sitting meditation is the best form for beginners. But again, you don't have to sit down to do it. If I'm in the middle of a hockey game, could I take a few breaths to center myself and slow down?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to be sitting down to do it, but it helps it become more of a habit and a way to use it in your sport and daily routine. Do we get that? Because does it matter how good I am at focusing on my breath when I'm sitting down alone, or does it matter doing it in a game? Doing it in a game. Do we get that? Yeah. But for hockey, it's just like hockey. Do you only play games to get better at hockey?
No.
Do you practice? You train. You go in a specific environment to practice for the game. That's kind of what meditation is for being able to slow down in a game. Do we get that? So there are some key important aspects to it. When we're meditating, we're trying to balance being alert and calm. Okay? Because if I'm too calm and too slowed down, what's going to happen, you think?
You're going to fall asleep.
Fall asleep. That's very common. Okay? What happens if I'm too energized and too restless? And
Open your eyes.
well, you're going to want to what? You're going to want to move around, right? So then it's hard to focus. So we want to do our best to find a balance between those two. And how we do that is by sitting down and having what's called a stack of quarters with our spine. All right? If my spine's a stack of quarters, all right, and I'm too tense, which would create too much energy, what's going to happen?
Quarters are gonna fall down.
My quarters fall, right? What happens if I'm too relaxed and
You're going to fall down.
they're going to fall over, right? So we want to find a balance between those two with our spine. Does that make sense? Yeah. We're going to put our hands on our hips. So everyone find their stack of quarters. We're not leaning back on the chair. We're not leaning forward. Okay, we're trying to stack our spine. So all of you kids, let's do it right now. And why don't we, everyone face the chair towards me, if you can. So if you're in the front row, face me. We good? Okay. So, and if you can, do your best to lay your feet on the floor or hang them off the chair is perfect if your feet can't get there. Does that make sense? So once we start, kids, there's 3 areas of the breath that you could focus on. You could focus on the tip of your nose, the belly, or the chest. But it's going to be hard for you to try and focus on all of those feelings at once. Does that make sense? Yep, we're going to get to that. I'm trying to help prime it. But so wherever your attention naturally rests, kids, is what I want you to focus on. And to focus on the feeling of the breath. So try not to think about the breath. Just try and be aware of how it feels. Does that make sense? Because if I can get more in tune with that, then I can prime that more when I play the game. Are we with me? So the first thing we do when we start, we're going to take 3 really, the slowest inhales and exhales that we can do, because that's going to slow the mind down and make it easier to focus. Does that make sense? When I say go, so you're going to do those 3 inhales and exhales as slow as you can, but then you naturally breathe. So you don't try to slow breathe, you don't try to fast breathe, you just let the breath happen. Are there going to be noises and distractions that happen externally and internally? Yes. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yes. What do you think you do when you get distracted? You come back to the breath. Okay? Every time I come back to the breath, what is that for the mind?
Space.
It's creating a what?
Muscle.
A muscle. The ability to reset and to refocus. When I get lost in bad body language in a game, the best players have a very fast ability to what? Reset. To refocus. And we can do that through the breath. Does that make sense? So we want to get lost because that helps build our muscle. So it's simply just noticing you're lost and you come back. Is it okay if you get lost for a really long time? Yes. All that matters is you come back. There's a phrase, it doesn't matter how long the room is dark for. What does that mean?
It can be dark forever.
So the analogy is when we reset and become aware of what's going on, we turn the lights on. Does that make sense? So what I'm saying is a lot of kids beat themselves up because they're like, I can't focus, I can't do it, I can't stay on the breath, right? Because they're worried about how long that they're lost in thought for or lost in noises. But that doesn't really matter. As long as you notice and come back, are you building the muscle? Yes. And you just repeat the process. And the more you notice and the more you come back, are you going to be able to reset faster? Yes. Are we with me? So when I say go, what are you going to do?
Take 3 slow inhales and
Yep.
exhales.
Yep. And then we're going to naturally watch the breath for a couple minutes. Does that sound good? Listen, some of you are going to want to laugh. Some of you might not have spent time in silence before. It could be a little scary. Is that okay? Because we're all going to be doing it what?
At the same time.
Together. Cool? So if you notice yourself not in the breath, what are you supposed to do?
Come back to it.
To come back to the breath. Does anybody have any questions on how to do this? It's very simple and boring. Why?
Because you're sitting here taking 3.
When I'm bored, what do I do? Well, that's a good habit to have.
Watch TV. That's what
Well, yes, do we go do a bunch of things? Yes. So we get distracted. So is that good for us to learn how to come back to the breath and reset? Are we with me?
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready? On your marks. Get set. Go. Freeze. Sorry. One more thing. My bad. You want to close your eyes when you meditate typically. Because if my eyes are open, what am I going to do? You're going to go look at every little possible thing, and it's easier to get distracted. Cool? Ready? On your marks. Get set. Go. Limit breakers, you can either skip ahead through this meditation, or you could pause and follow along if you want to extend the meditation. But we're going to allow space here, like we did with our kids in this classroom. Resume. Time. Round of applause, kids. That was beautiful. That's probably the best I've ever seen. What are you kids, 4th and 5th grade?
Yeah.
That was probably 2 to 3 minutes, I'd say, but that was awesome. So let's talk about it quick, though. Did any of you kids get lost? No?
Talking. I heard my dad talking.
I didn't do anything.
But listen, when you got lost, did any of you practice coming back?
I didn't get lost.
Yes, you did, John.
I didn't get lost.
Stop that.
Listen, I'd be very, very impressed if you didn't get lost in absolutely anything. I was thinking about something cool to say the entire time, so I was talking about how you kids probably were thinking about the pizza the entire time you were meditating.
I wasn't.
I wasn't.
But listen, kids, the biggest challenge I have for you to wrap up this speech is what one player on your team is going to learn how to reset faster and to start taking active choices that are helpful. Because a team is dominoes. It just takes one player to start doing something differently for everyone else to follow. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So energy is built off of those around you and your environment. So my challenge is what player is going to take this speech somewhat seriously and actually start to change the way they respond to things that are hard. Does that make sense? Is that a good takeaway? Do we feel like we learned today, kids?
Yes.
Yeah? Do we have any questions?
No.
Are you raising your hand for a question?
Nope, he's pointing at his.
You want to go eat some pizza? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Kids, thank you. Parents, thank you for having me. I appreciate you. Class dismissed.